to Insights with Latrese. I am your host, Latrese Kabuya, and I am so elated, so excited that I have Rodney Perry as my guest host today. He is so amazing. Good morning, Rodney. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm wonderful, wonderful. I'm so glad that you're here. We got a lot to talk about a lot to cover.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
I need you to keep it clean because I don't know who's watching or who's listening.
I'm always clean.
I've been to your shows. They are absolutely amazing. Amazing.
Now, my shows are adult, but I don't just walk around cussing people out.
You don't. That's not like every other word's not a cuss word. Okay.
No,
Okay. I got you. Well, first, I want to get into who Rodney Perry is because we just know Rodney, funny. He's an actor. He's a comedian, that type of thing. But let's talk about Rodney, born in Chicago, grew up in Louisiana, went to the Navy, has 5 girls and 1 boy, been married, is a survivor. Your health was a challenge at one point. Who are you, Rodney, besides what we see on TV?
I mean, Lord, kind of what you see is what you get with me. But I mean, I'm the thing maybe people don't know about me is I'm like super competitive.
Okay.
I used to be an athlete. I want to say I'm still an athlete in my mind, but
I saw you yesterday running or hopping or something.
Right. I mean, the biggest challenge with losing weight is that you kind of what you think you look like and what you look like is 2 different things. But to answer your question, Rodney Perry is all of those things. He's a father. He's a husband. He's a comedian. He's an actor. I think in this life we kind of get to be multifaceted. And although you are kind of the one thing, the whole of yourself, there is all these little versions of you that you get to be throughout the day.
Okay, so Rodney, when you say there's these little versions, so the versions, in my opinion, are gifts. Like you have purpose, right? Mm-hmm. And your gifts get you towards your purpose, your destiny, your journey. So Rodney, as a young boy, okay, did Rodney know his purpose? Did Rodney know, I'm going to make people laugh? I have a gift, a calling to make people laugh, to tap into the humor side of things.
I could say yes to that.
Okay.
And what I've learned as I've gotten older is everybody doesn't get that.
Okay.
Like it takes people their whole life to figure out what they're gonna do, what they're here for. I believe I'm here to make people laugh, and I knew that in 2nd grade.
Wow.
I mean, I had a teacher in 2nd grade that would let me tell jokes at the end of the day if I would shut up throughout the course of the day. So
wow.
That part of me dates way back in my life. But, as I laid in the hospital bed almost 18 months ago, and God kind of revealed some other things to me in terms of the purpose being even greater.
Yeah.
What I learned when I couldn't walk is that the blessing is in the single step. I mean, we're all trying to get way over there, right?
Yeah.
We're all trying to get way over there, right? And it's easy to get kind of lost in that journey and going there. But the blessing is being able to take a single step. Because when you can't take a single step, you can't go way over there.
Yeah.
So God kind of reduced me to the minutia of what it is to be successful.
Wow. So let's go back on that journey. So tell me what happened. Tell the listening audience what happened. What was that? Because that was something that definitely brought insight. A lot of times when something major happens, something traumatic, we always are like, oh God, I can't get through this. But it sounds like that's the opposite, that you found more revelation of who you are and what you're called to be during this really trying time in your life.
Well, I can't say I didn't feel hopeless in those moments.
Sure.
I was diagnosed with well, for your audience, I suffered a stroke 18 months ago, almost 2 years now. I had a stroke, lost the use of the left side of my body, had to learn how to walk again, had to learn how to use my left hand again. And even now, I still have some deficit, but I'm blessed when I meet stroke patients and see how everybody doesn't get to recover to this level that I've recovered.
Yeah.
So I was diagnosed hypertensive 6 years ago.
Okay.
So, I started taking the blood pressure medication, and it affected my libido. And I was like, I'm not taking that.
Right.
What I'm not gonna do is walk around soft.
Right.
And
right.
And so I made a choice, and it was a very stupid choice.
Okay.
What I know now is you should go back to your doctor and be like, Doc, this is happening. Give me something else.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Okay.
So fast forward almost 5 years later, I'm in the situation where I'm having this stroke. And I thought I was tired. I thought I was just needed some rest.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the case. And I went to the hospital, checked myself in the emergency room, went in the ICU for the next 8 days.
Wow.
Came out of ICU and went into rehab for the next, I want to say about 30, 40 days. So in that time, we got back on my feet, blah, blah, and went through it. And now I'm working with the American Stroke Association on people like me, the guy that will get the diagnosis and not take the medication, the guy that won't change his life because he's like, well, I like salt. The guy that's living, that's not working out ever. So there's a lot of guys like me. So I just want to help them not go through what I went through.
So what are you doing different as far as eating? Because I know that you like to cook. You're a crock pot cooker.
I'm the crock pot cooker.
Yeah. So talk to me. What are some things that you've changed since having the stroke?
Mostly for me, it's sodium. I watch my sodium. I was that guy that would grab the salt shaker and hit my stuff up at the table. I was heavy user of Lowry seasoned salt. Mm-hmm. I don't use Lowry's anymore, and I never touch table salt. So I mean, I do cook with some sodium, but not a lot. And it just, you have to change your taste buds because a lot of times as African Americans, we're so addicted to salt.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an addiction. It's like crack cocaine. It's like weed. It's like any other addiction. So we're addicted to sugar and we're addicted to salt. So what do we have? We have diabetes and we have high blood pressure. Yeah. So it's affecting our community. So it's not just me, but it's a lot of us. And that's my main thing. And so as of late, I was talking to a friend of mine called me and said, man, Rob, one of my buddies has had a stroke. Can you talk to him?
Okay.
And as I was talking to this young man about his stroke and the fact that he would get better and he would continue to move on.
Yeah.
It occurred to me that the advice I was giving him, I wasn't necessarily taking.
Okay.
And so I was like, yo, I need the motherfucking. I need to do what I'm asking him to do.
Yeah.
I said I wasn't gonna curse and I just did. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Hey, it comes out sometimes. I get it. I understand. We do it. Okay. Well,
I got too comfortable with you.
No, I'm feeling you though, because I think it's so important and you're going to help so many people. Just the fact that you're that guy that, like most men, I'm good. I'm not going to take that because I need to have the sex. I need to get that on a day.
Guess what? Ain't no sex if you have blood pressure anyway, because it's all that's blood pressure related. So, back in the saddle, I'm feeling good about myself.
Absolutely. Yes. Come through with it. So with that, you definitely have overcame that part and still a journey you're going through. So what are some of the other journeys or some of the other things that you've had to face in your purpose, in your career that has been like, wow, do I really need to do this? Am I really called to do this?
You know what? I've never second guessed it, man. I mean,
wow.
I've really, comedy is kind of my solace.
Okay.
Like it's what I do for a living.
Yeah.
But I tell people all the time, being a comedian is probably the most faith-based profession you could be in and not be a pastor. Like sometimes I don't know where the next check is coming from.
Yeah.
But over the years, I've learned to have faith that God is just going to continue to provide. Like there's moments when I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, man, I always got to look a couple months, 2 or 3 months down, 6 months, a year down the road, right? And I go, you know what? My next 6 months don't look good. And then I'll get a call.
Wow.
The one call will cover that moment. And you'll be like, wow.
So have you always been a faith man?
I've been a faith man probably most of my life. I mean, and I attribute some of that to my mom. Mm-hmm. And my mom is she, we lost her back in December.
Yes, sir.
My mom is and I don't like to say I don't like to talk about my mother in the past tense, but she's just always been the person that would be like, don't worry about that. It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay.
And it always is okay. Like if I could tell your audience anything, no matter, like especially in the day and age when people are committing suicide, it always seems insurmountable, but it's never insurmountable.
Come on, talk to me.
It's never like every obstacle. Like my daughter runs hurdles. Mm-hmm. I said, sweetie, running those hurdles is like a microcosm of life. You have to trust the work you did because you can get over the hurdle. You can get over the hurdle because you got over one hurdle. Wow. So the next hurdle should get a little easier because now you have a certain knowledge that you didn't have before. Yes. And so life is like that. So I think life is kind of like a video game. Like I think God lets you like work on this level until you conquer the level, and then you move on to another level. And guess what? On that next level, there's a new obstacle. There's a new thing. But guess what? The game is kind of the same. So you just move what you know to the next game. You got more knowledge now. Wow. So at 47 years old, I have a good amount of knowledge to tackle this next level that I'm approaching.
I love the fact that you said that you've never second guessed. Not saying that it was always easy, because I will say in my faith walk, I know what I'm called to do. I know my giftings and all of that great, beautiful, wonderful stuff that makes you who you are. But I'm not going to lie. There's moments where I'm like, Jesus, are you really sure about this? Because it gets hard. Sometimes it gets rough, or that door you thought was supposed to be open is locked. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so, so you're like, well, maybe I'm not supposed to do this. Maybe I just thought this, you know what I mean? And so you do have to stand in faith and say, no, I know from the beginning what God has called me to do. There's confirmation throughout my life, and just run the course, stay that course, right? Because I think in my life, go ahead.
I'm sorry, you know what, Latrese, I tell my children is, and we don't always have the details, Like I'm a parent, I'm a father of 6 children, right? My kids don't need to know how the lights is on. Right. They just need to know that the lights are on. So we don't have the details. As children of God, you don't always have the details. You're like, God, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you? God, like, well, you just calm down. Yeah. You just calm down. You stay the course. So what I've learned through my life is like, your success or your thing, whatever you're going toward, is like we trust our GPS more than we trust God.
Come on.
Like, you'll dial your GPS in and be like, God, the GPS,
Yes.
I know you're going to get me there.
Yes.
And so if you look at God like that, all you got to do is stay the course. Just don't leave the road.
Right. Right. You're going to get there.
Because if you leave the road, you end up on those life detours. You end up over here with you to stay. Your exit is next.
Come on. Are you preaching, Rodney? What? Yes. Where we send our offering to? Come on. That's some good word right there. And it's so true. In your life, you know, I was looking, well, first of all, let me just say this. I got to throw this in because, you know, I have met and, you know, celebrities, you know, throughout my life and just the things that I do. And when I met you, and you probably don't even remember this at all, but when I met you at the
TV station.
Yes, in Kansas City.
With your husband. I remember the husband, the babies, everything. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What touched me more than just who you were as a public figure was your heart. When you walked into that room, okay, there was a lot of people there. And you walked in, you had this huge smile, okay, and you spoke to everybody. So I'm not going to lie. This is what I told my husband. I know that ain't Rodney Perry. Because in my mind, I was like, he's way too nice. I mean, you were just this genuine, down home, you know, type of guy. So here I go on my phone. I said, that is him. And so that really blessed me and touched me because there are times where it's not always that pleasant, just to be honest. And so it was just such a blessing to see someone with your caliber, with your accomplishments, to be so genuine. And I think that goes back to who you are, you know, who you know you are. You know what I mean? That you know you're confident in your purpose, what you're called to do, and all this other stuff. Yeah, it's nice, it's fun, but it doesn't make you.
You know what, Latrese? I would love, well, I received that first of all. I would love to toot my own horn and be like, I always have it together. I kind of don't.
Okay.
And what I mean when I say that, I mean, you asked me how I second guess myself. I don't second guess my journey, but I often second guess moments.
Okay.
And what do you mean, Rodney? I second guess moments. So like yesterday, right? So I got a gig booked, X gig, right?
Okay.
I get a call. It's only 12 tickets sold.
Okay.
Right. It's real conversation. 12 tickets sold.
Right.
And I'm like, it's probably 2 weeks out. It's 12 tickets sold. I'm like, God, when is the world gonna know? You know,
wow.
That's my question. I'm like, I'm really good. I'm a great comedian. What do I need to be? Do I need to be more standoffish? Do I need to be? And what God keeps returning me to is just stay the course.
Just stay the course.
One foot in front of the other. Take a single step. Rodney Perry, take a single step. Don't worry about that. See, because your time is not his time. So I think if you look at God as the ultimate creator, right?
Yes.
So, and you as one of his creations. So God has taken, and not only he created you, but he's also buffing you up.
Yeah.
He's buffing you up. Because when he shows the world you need to be brilliant. You need to be above reproach. You need to be somebody that can be under a magnifying glass. What God said in the story of Job, what God said, you can mess with them, but you can't harm a hair on his head. He's like, that was his. He had already buffed the guy up. Yeah. And so if you're gonna be thankful, you have to be thankful when it's not all good. Like the test is not when everything is cracking. The test is when everything ain't cracking. Like sometimes you have to go through the tough times. So God knows what you made of. You don't want a person in your life you don't know what they made of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you got a husband, you know what that dude made of. You know what Olivier is made of.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
you done seen him in a tough time. You done seen him when he back up against the wall and he had to go, what you say? So because of that, now the tough times inform the good times.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. I didn't know you were this deep. I thought you were just funny, Rodney, and nice. You're pretty deep, man.
You know what? One of my big issues with people in general, when you think about comedians, what do you say? He dumb, he stupid, he retarded.
No.
Those are the compliments. Those are comedy compliments. And the reality is most comedians are probably well read and pretty smart people.
Sure.
And so I'm that's one of the next phase of my life. I'm getting into the motivational space. So you just kind of pull me in there a little bit today.
Okay.
But I mean, I've been through enough and enough to really communicate, and I'm a communicator for a living, so I understand how to communicate with people. So don't be surprised if you see me in that space real soon.
Absolutely. So tell me this, what has been one of the biggest lessons that you have learned on your journey? Just want to, like, that just knocked you on your butt.
Wow. The biggest lesson is probably wow, that's a great question. I'm cycling through my mind, really searching for it, because I haven't thought about that. When I do interviews, I pride myself on people going, "Oh, that's a great question," and that's a great question. Okay, so the biggest lesson I've learned is this. One, and I had to learn this because I was a bit of a wishy-washy person.
Okay.
So what does that mean? So I was so busy trying to make everybody happy that I wouldn't be completely honest. And so instead of going, "Hey, Rodney, can you do this?" I will go, "I'll try," when I'm not gonna try. So my brother and I, we had a relationship that was strained because instead of saying, "I'm going to do this," I would leave it vague. Okay. And when you leave people vague, that no is better than vague.
Right. True.
Yes is way better than vague, but no is way better. And so I would stay vague just to kind of keep everybody happy and to say a kind of an almost yes. And the biggest lesson I learned is that you have to be clear with people. Yes, especially and or no.
Right? In your industry.
In any industry though. With my family, with my children, you don't tell a kid something you're not gonna do, first of all. Right. But you can't be vague with people. Okay. You know, my industry is built on vague. Yeah. You know, you go in audition and they nobody ever tells you yay or nay. You just don't get a call back because nobody wants to be the one that said you're not good and you end up being good. So the industry is built on vague. So I kind of adopted some of those traits, and that was a big mistake. And so as a legitimate grown man, you get what you get with me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. No.
Yeah. You're just straightforward, which I love, because people think, just don't let this soft voice fool you. I'm real straight, just forward to it. So I just have a few more questions for you. One, how has comedy helped your marriage?
You know what? I was telling somebody this the other day. We've been married 22 years. I'm sure if I wasn't a comedian, she would have left me 15 years ago.
Stop. Tell me why.
Because of the travel. And believe it or not, the travel has kind of helped us, I believe, because we get to have a honeymoon every time I come home.
Yeah.
And so it kind of keeps us reconnecting all the time. You know, when you're in a marriage, it's easy to get disconnected and you don't even know when it became disconnected. And so with us, we kind of get to reconnect. And we was talking yesterday. I really think that we're better now than we were 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm a better person. She's a better person. We understand each other better. Don't get me wrong. We still have our ups and downs. We still don't agree on certain things.
Sure.
You know, but at the same time, to answer, short answer to your question is comedy has helped us. I think the travel has helped us. Okay. Although the travel was a problem at first. Sure. But the travel has definitely helped us. Once we understood that it was going to be that, and that if I'm at home too long, stuff start getting turned off, you know.
Right.
You know, if I'm at home too long, it's like.
What? That's when you insert that cuss word. What the what?
What the what? Right.
Well,
so that and the humor, man. Like I don't really trip off this. My wife is funny, man. My kids are funny. Like they're all like silly people, man. And,
which is wonderful. That's fun. You know, with Olivier, we've been married almost 16 years in November. And actually yesterday he said something that I thought was so profound, and maybe it's because it's me and he's so amazing to me. But he said, I want to get into a mature love, right? Because, you know, Latrese can be a little petty. She has like a house in Pettyville. And so, you know, if Latrese don't, you know, see eye to eye with you, Latrese will drive right into Pettyville. And I know he was saying it for me more than him, because he's more just solid, you know, sound. And I get it. I own it. I pay mortgage on my Pettyville. I do. But it resonated because I desire that so much, because we have such a great relationship. And so, you know, there's those little things. And I say, yeah, a mature love, so that, you know, I'm not pouting when, you know, things don't go my way. So I get it. I think, I don't know. I love marriage. I love love. That is just everything to me, right? So I'm going to play a game, because I like to play games.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a question, and just the first thing that comes in your mind. Okay?
Okay.
So, wait a minute. Let's do the Catholic cross. Okay. What is your favorite word?
My favorite word, win.
Win. Okay. Tell me why win is.
Because I'm a winner. I believe being a winner is a state of mind. Like, I love it. You can lose a game and still be a winner. You can lose, like you got to win here before you ever win. And so if you, there's a movie with the Incredible Hulk, and they asked him, they say, how do you get so angry? He said, I'm always angry. So
always, it's just you stay ready.
So you got to stay in a perpetual state of win, and then it's not a surprise when you win.
That's good. What profession, other than the one that you have now, would you like to attempt, or in the past thought you wanted to attempt?
That's a great question. Bucket list item is DJ. I just bought a DJ rig, and I've been teaching myself how to DJ for the last couple of days. Oh. And I don't know if I would do it for a profession. I'm not ever gonna do that, but
ever.
So I'm sure that's not it.
Was that old?
No,
that was old.
My kids would call me lame if I ever did that. So no,
that's what my kids call me.
I hate that with a passion. Don't call me lame. But anyway,
because it makes me feel old, and I'm not, and I'm cool. I'm totally cool.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
But my kids told me last night, if you have to say you're cool, you're not cool. I was like, ouch, that hurt.
Screw that.
That hurt. Okay. So, but yeah, but I don't know if I do it for a profession, but it's definitely something that I want to do. I want to rock a party, you know, and I really, it's coming. It's coming. So
it's
yeah.
Coming. Okay. What are you not good at?
What am I not good at? I'm not good at roast. Like when you have to roast somebody, I always go too far. And
no boundaries.
Oh my God, it's so bad. I've had people are mad at me, and I don't like people mad at me, but I always, if I know something,
it's over.
For the comedy moment, I'll say it.
Okay.
So I can't. I can't do no more because it
hurts feelings. It hurts feelings.
I have people mad at me over that. Yeah, it's been bad a couple of different times in my life.
Last question. Well, almost last question. But who is one person you would love to work with? Besides me, of course. Besides me. Yeah, don't
besides
say,
you.
that's
it. Wow. That's
okay.
It. Wow. Oh, not
right.
Well, whether you can't be in it.
Right.
Wow, that's crazy. No. Don Cheadle is a super dope guy to me. I would love to work with him. A woman, which is this is possible. I mean, I would love to work with Taraji P. Henson. I think she's dope. Like a musical act. You know, I think Erykah Badu is like dope.
Yeah.
And she's like really comedy friendly.
Yeah.
You know, I like her. Hip hop, Big Daddy Kane or Common. You know, I like both of them. You know, I would like to do a movie with them guys, like a heist movie.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's a few people out there like.
Okay, go ahead and just say me. I get it. I understand. It's cool. It's
Latrese. Latrese Kabuya.
Okay, good. Yeah, I get it. I'll think about it. Kind of busy, Rodney.
If you could fit me in, you got to show.
Just FYI, yeah. So with that said, the last thing seriously is I want you to tell my audience just some insight, some word of wisdom. I mean, you've been knocking it all this whole time, this last 40 minutes, but just something that someone can hold on to that is listening, whether they're in a transition stage in their career, in their personal life, whatever it is, that will give them a word of hope, a word of insight, a word of inspiration. What can you say to them?
You've already done the work. You've already done the work. You've read the book. You've wrote the letter. You've done the work, and now you got to trust it. You know what I mean? So, you practice how you play. So you gotta do what you do before the lights turn towards you. So you gotta do it now. Be a star now. Like, I give you a great example. You have to walk. Well, before I do that, you have to walk in the know. You have to know. I think that's what I'm saying. You got to know. So what do you mean know, Rodney? I saw Cat Williams blow up, right?
Yeah.
And Cat Williams knew way before the world knew. Like, when Cat and I were open micers, I used to call Cat, hey, hello, hey, Cat, hello, Cat Pack Investments. man, you would like to speak to Mr. Williams?
Yeah.
I'm like, who is this?
Wow.
You could not just call him.
Yeah.
He was operating like a CEO, and he didn't have running water in his apartment.
Wow.
Do you understand? Like, he knew. So there are certain things you and all of us can do to let the world know that we know. Because if you don't know, you can't sell it.
Right.
So the short word is this: no. You're successful. No. Don't be like, no, if hey, how are you? Here's my proposal. Hope you like it. Oh, you don't? That person never gets hired.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
You have to know.
That's good. And that just really lines up with the word of God on who we are, right? We are made in his image. So, I mean, he's powerful. We're powerful, right? He knew purpose.
Exactly.
We know purpose. We should know purpose, or we need to find our purpose. And so I really, really appreciate you, Rodney, for letting us and allowing us to come into your world, into your insight, and sharing with us. You are a deep brother, a wise one, and just all around funny, as you know. But I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to you coming back to KC, and I'm looking forward to seeing what your next level is, what the next part of your journey is, because I know it's going to be great. Because even when you do your Instagrams and your Facebook lives, you, as funny as you are, if you're, crock pot cooking, you're still throwing knowledge and wisdom. And that's what we need. You know what I mean? With Anthony, dying, Kate Spade, they had what it looked like in terms of the money, the wealth, the fame, but it's so much deeper than that inner peace, right? Loving yourself from the inside out, knowing who you are, connecting to who you are. And it sounds like you definitely are doing that, brother. So I appreciate you, and I thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
If they tell you Rodney Perry killed himself, you need to call the police because somebody lying.
I can't. I can't, because you love you some Rodney Perry, don't you? What? Come on.
Hey,
come on.
Let me tell you something. I would. This guy is incredible. Right here.
He's
Rodney Perry.
Rodney. I love it. So what's next for you?
I did a movie with Kevin Hart called Night School. I got one scene in the film, so I hope they don't cut me out.
No cutting out. We need to see it.
I'm going to be doing a Sirius XM radio show on Kevin's network as well. I mean, he's a good friend of mine, and I pride myself with not bothering him and asking him for stuff, and that was two. And so I just kind of have never asked for nothing, and he hit me up. He said, "Rod, I got something for you. This is perfect for you." Da, 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 da. So that's coming down the pipe. I should be on the air before the year's out, and you'll be able to hear me weekly or daily on his network on XM, Sirius XM 96.
Wow. Awesome. Well, I look forward to that.
That's an exclusive because I really haven't told anybody about that yet.
Woo! I got the first I'm the bomb. See how I just pull things? See? Thank you. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. I think we lost. Okay, we didn't lose you. Well, that's good.
I'm sorry. Somebody called me. I'm sorry.
Sir, you're on an interview. Okay? But you got to make that money.
I declined their call.
I appreciate it. Well, I'm not going to hold you any longer. Get that call. Thank you so much, Mr. Perry. I appreciate you. Blessings to you and your family. God bless you.
I says thank you very much. Thank you, Latrese. God bless. I like this platform too. This is dope.
Thank you. You know that's Olivier.
I already know.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.